Medicine. The first story, there's C slum in Yishui. Last name is Zhang. One day, he met a well-connected priest on the road, who looked at him and said, "You must get rich with your art. Where should I go from?" The Taoist looked at him again and said, "Just do the medicine." Zhang said, "I can't read 2 words in a fight. How can I be a doctor?" The Taoist laughs and says, "You're too good a doctor. Why can't you read? Just do it." When Zhang returned home, he was poor and unemployed, so he collected some undecided prescriptions, set up a local stall in the city, put on fish teeth, beehives and other things, treated people for diseases, and earned some food and money. And people didn't treat him as a doctor. Once, Kingju Taishu was encountered with the cough disease, the following county doctor for him. This part of Yishui is a rural area with few medical skills. Fearing that he could not find a doctor and could not make a difference to his superiors, the prefectural officer asked the head of the village to report himself as a doctor. So we came up with Zhang's name. The prefect listened, summoned him immediately. At this time, Zhang's name was also suffering from phlegm and asthma. "I can't help myself." Fearful after receiving the order, I repeated my resignation. But the prefectural officer did not listen, or sent him to Kingju. The whole road is full of mountains, but the water in the mountains is more expensive than jade, and the water from door to door is not given. Walking to a place, I met a farmer in a wild vegetable juice. After half a day, the wild vegetables were abundant, but the water was not, and the juice in the pot was as cloudy as a saliva. Zhang was so thirsty that he begged his wife to give him the rest of the food. When he drank it, he felt not thirsty, and his cough stopped. This, he thought, might be a good cure for a cough. In Kingju, doctors from all the counties have been treated by Taishu, but they have not met the requirements. When Mr. Zhang arrived, he asked to arrange a separate house for himself with the prescription for medicine. Then send someone to the people to ask for quinoa. When the wild vegetables are coming, he will come in the same way as the farmer. Drink too much. It won't take long. It'll take forever. Taishu was delighted to have given Zhang a lot of money and goods, and given a gold plaque on the door of Zhang. Since then, Zhang's reputation has been so shaken that people have come to see him for medical treatment. The disease he treats is not ineffectual. Once, a person with typhoid fever came to find Zhang's surname and asked for a prescription. After he came in and said his symptoms. At this point, Zhang Zheng was drunk, and he gave the patient the medicine for phlegm abuse by mistake. It takes a while to wake up to remember that something went wrong, but you don't dare tell anyone else. But then, 3 days later, someone came with a gift to thank him. He didn't know what was going on until he asked me about the typhoid patient, who had taken the medicine and then had diarrhea, and he was cured. There are a lot of things like that. Mr. Zhang made a fortune and became a wealthy family. And that's what made him so valuable. Anyone who comes to treat him for medical treatment is not required to pay a large price, and is not required to be transported by car or horse. He is not allowed to go. The second story, there's an old man named Han in Yidu County, a famous doctor. Before he became famous, he went to the countryside to sell medicine. Once he ran to a family home without a place to stay at night. The family's child was dying of typhoid fever and was asked to be treated if he knew he was selling medicine. Han is very difficult, thinking for himself, if he doesn't treat his child, there will be no place to live tonight. And there will be no treatment for him, so he will walk around the house, rub his hands around his body, rub them around, rub the dirt off his body, rub a big piece of dirt off his body, and twist the dirt into a ball by hand. The old man was quick to think, giving the patient this ball to deal with first, cure no harm anyway, even if not cure, has earned nothing. Give the patient this muddy ball if you want. In the middle of the night, suddenly, the owner knocked on the door and called out in a hurry. Mr. Han thought, oh, shit, that kid must be dead. He's afraid that if his master won't spare him, he'll climb up the wall and run. The master saw him running, and he was chasing after him. After chasing for miles, Mr. Han couldn't get away. The master then told him that the child had eaten the meatballs, sweated, and was well. I invited Mr. Han back to entertain him. I gave him a lot of money.
Alright, this story has come to an end. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you.